Alright, good morning everybody. Hold on while I get situated, hopefully. And I need to grab the chat. As always, get situated. Pop out. There we go. Alright. Grabbing my chat straight out of the YouTube vid. I just put it over on my other monitor. Just kind of like so. Alright, so I have been playing Diablo 3 the past weekend while I was on my streaming break, and I want to give some thoughts about it. I started a new character, Barbarian. I'm 394 Paragon. And there's a couple things that are new that I had no idea were still in the game. Or not still in the game, or in the game at all. So the first thing that surprised me when I loaded up was that this altar was still here. I thought this was a seasonal thing. But this altar is like OP in the buffs it gives, and just really a lot of quality of life for Diablo 3. So I was surprised to see that. And the other thing I guess I want to talk about, which is I guess I'll just go here, get myself a key, is as you're running around in the open world now, there's a chance for these like portals to spawn. Let's see if I can find one. They're decently common, I would say. Like, it's not spawning off of every monster you kill, but I feel like... Oh, right here. See, it spawned. Here, let's kill the Key Warden, though, first. Now, this is something completely new to me. I had never seen it before. I don't know when they added this to the game. But these portals just kind of randomly spawn, and you can go into them, and they're like mini levels. So they're just like mini snippets of zones, usually with a ton of monsters and really good loot. I say as I get one that's like super barren. Sometimes they spawn portals to, like, it keeps going, and I don't know if, like, sometimes it's random. Like, sometimes you'll, like, go down 1 level, 2 levels, but you know, like, oh, see, like this is crazy. Loot explosion, 32 DBs of the materials. That totally sidetracked me. I was like, oh, there's a lot. But it keeps going, and you know when you're at the end when a big chest spawns. And so you just kind of keep going until that happens. And sometimes it can be like after the first... Like, after the first one you kill, or after the second one, or the third portal you go through, like... But I actually really enjoy these because as I go around and doing bounties, I like them for 2 reasons. The first one is that it breaks up the gameplay a little bit. It's like, oh, there's one of these good portals, like I want to go down there and, you know, get the good stuff out of it. And 2, I like that they're just like mini snippets of just the different zones. You kill him, and then you move on. which I think is kind of fun. And I actually, and then my other thing I really like about them is stuff like this when it spawns 3 bosses at the same time. I mean, I'm just slaughtering through everything. But I like that the bosses drop like the boss loot and Greater Rift keystones and stuff, and just like the chance, like they're just like completely randomized little snippets of gameplay that I think could work in Diablo 4 too. To, like, if they brought something like this in to Diablo 4, like you're fighting monsters and then like a portal to hell spawns and you can like go down, get little snippets. It's just like a randomized thing, but it could also be a way for them. Would you recommend Diablo 3 over Diablo 4? I would not, after their next update. So Diablo 4 Season 4 is coming out, and I think, for me personally, I guess, I think that's going to get it into a better state to where I want to play it. I'm playing Diablo 3 because I had a lot of comments on my last video saying it was in a better state, and so I wanted to check it out again. I haven't played Diablo 3 in probably like several years, so there's a bunch of new stuff. So I'm just giving my thoughts about it. I think the main issue for me is that Diablo 3 is so fast that it shortens the playtime for me. Cause like this is my 3rd day of playing and I'm already just like max level and just getting Paragon levels now. I don't know. It just goes by really fast. I just got the ring I needed to up my build to the next stage. Do I need to wear this one? No. I'll go ahead and cube it. I've been looking for this. 3rd power cubed. There we go. Now I need... No one should fight evil alone. Let me aid you. Used to work in Blizzard when Diablo 3 was released. Fun times. I don't know whether to say sorry or to just say... But it sounds like you had a good time. It must have been crazy because I remember... I think the thing I remember about the launch was Act 1. Act 1 was like really good, and then Act 2 was like a disaster. That's what I remember. But I feel like back then I got into like a beta where they were testing out Act 1, but they didn't test out like Act 2, 3, and 4 or whatever. I don't know if that's correct, but that's what I seem to remember. And yeah, I think that's like all I remember about it. I was more involved in World of Warcraft, so can't complain. I like World of Warcraft a lot. I still play it from time to time. In fact, a bunch of the stuff they've been doing recently has got me... Oh, and I got this? I got Okay, I just got 2 of the items. I got that ring, and I got this bracer. Those were 2 of the items I've been looking for. So, I can take Nemesis bracers off. Throw those away. Do I need to keep anything else? Shrine effects last for 10 minutes, or gold rains from the sky. I think I'll keep the shrine effects. I think... I'm pretty sure I completely lost my train of thought. So did you actually work in work on World of Warcraft too? Or as well? Worked as customer service. A GM for 4 years, super fun, and now it seems that working Blizzard is not that cool. Yeah. I think it's because they got rid of a bunch of guys like you. Like their customer service feels non-existent now. It just feels like they automated it and got rid of, like, I don't know, maybe I'm like super old school in that, like, I like actual people GMs, like I don't know, I really miss that aspect of games these days. That might be weird. I don't know. That's just me.
Let's see what happens, shall we?
But I don't know, I'm also a fan of when, like, GMs and stuff interact with the community and just make it feel like, I don't know. At those times, we actually logged in game and chat with players when tickets were open. Nowadays, all is done via third-party app. Yeah, see, stuff like that. Like actually talking to a GM person in game, or I think that's cool. That is pretty cool. Worked as customer service. What do you do now for work? Are you still in games with other things, or did you just like get out of games in general? What do I need? I guess the belt? I think it's a belt. Brand can stack up to 2 times.
You look like you could use a new item of, What a steal. See you soon. Do come back again. What?
That is too expensive.
I had that thing.
Wow. I've got 200 DBs. I might be able to craft up the belt. Maybe if I get lucky. Oh, does it have to be a mighty belt? I don't know. There we go. I got it. Now I am QA, software tester. Not that exciting for sure. Maybe it's not exciting, but it's definitely necessary. I am very much a believer in QA and the importance of it. I think for games and stuff in general. And you're just testing out software. I still think it's like with Diablo 4, because like they weren't running PTRs up until just this last. They just did their first PTR for season 4, and I think because of that, and on their last developer stream, they went through and they're like, these are the lessons we learned from PTR, and like the changes they made were amazing, and it gives them time, like having things like a PTR or like a testing people to test it, like a testing environment, I guess. Like lets people find bugs and things, and then the developers can go in and fix those things before releasing that to, a public audience. So I don't know. I'm very much a believer that that stuff is very important. Because I mean, you can willy nilly release your stuff out into the wild. It just, and then a bajillion people get their hands on it, like hundreds of thousands or thousands, or you know, and then they'll find stuff instantaneously that's wrong with it. But I guess on the flip side, there's only, I mean, I think there's problems that you don't see. I guess this is coming from like a gaming perspective, but it seems like with like bigger multiplayer games like World of Warcraft and stuff, for example, like it seems like it's only when like hundreds and thousands and millions or whatever people play it that there's other issues that arise. Right? Like it's like, oh, we didn't know that was going to thing, or we didn't even know this was going to be a thing until we released it. So I don't know, makes it hard. Diablo 4, for example, there were several closed beta before the open beta, which basically is used as stress testing more than bugs finding. See, I think they need both though, right? Like you need the stress testing, right, on the servers, but you also need the bug finding portion so that you can fix things up so that it's released in a better state. That way after you release it, it's not just a huge mess and everyone's like, whoa. You don't get angry mobs. I mean, you'll get angry mobs regardless, but I don't know. For me specifically, like for Diablo, like in terms of Diablo 4, I was really happy to see them do a PTR and and you know take that feedback and make fixes to it before it's released. I like that's totally fine with me. I don't. So I think you do need both. I don't even know if this is what I'm supposed to be doing here. Okay, yes. Talk to Marhan.
All I could think of while I was trapped in that horrible darkness was that no one would ever know what had happened to me.
The ancients have blessed me.
Okay. Oh, I think I left the I didn't finish the first portal I was doing. Ah, shoot. I don't think I finished it. Dang it. Is it? I wonder if it's still open. Let's see if I can get back into it. Yes, you're right. During the open beta, players will still raise bugs, provide feedback, but it's not the main purpose per se. It's more about the servers and collect data. True. Because, like, if you come across bottlenecks and it's, like, stopping people from even getting into the game, that's, like... That's, like, a crisis situation. They start paying attention to the player's bugs once the game is released. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard. I feel like there should be like a stress testing phase, a bug fixing phase, and then a release phase. But it's also hard to like, I feel like, I don't know, I'm not a developer, I'm just a rando player, but I feel like it would be hard to get people to come into those tests. Because if you're putting out like, oh, we're stress testing the servers, everybody log in, like, I feel like there's a lot of people that are like, I'm just gonna wait till the game's out. But because of that, they don't get as many people as they will on launch, and then so they don't find the issues until launch. Is that a thing? Like, does that make sense? Like, that's, I don't know. I was trying to see if I could find the portal. Or maybe I did finish it and I just totally forgot that I did. I definitely don't see it on the map. So... pretty sure it was right around here somewhere, I think. Yeah, I think I missed it. Or... I just... can't remember.
We have just arrived in Tristram. I must say, dismay. This place is a backwater filled with serfs and an ancient broken-down monastery. Hardly fit for the king of Condorus. I cannot fathom why Constance was so intent on this becoming our new seat of power.
Oh, I just hit 400. Paragon level. Oh. Wow. I just had a massive lag. Rubber band. That's not the way I want to go. Something from Diablo 3 that I actually do want them to bring into Diablo 4 is the armory. I think people have talked about that before. Like, I think that's kind of like a general consensus, at least on the player base side. But yeah, I think that In the other side, some other companies let players play the game during the very early stages of the development, collecting feedback, raising bugs. It's like two different business models. That's very true. And a lot of the times the game gets judged, right? Because of the first impressions in those early stages. And sometimes that can just kill your game if it's like in a super bad state. Oh, see, like that was like one portal and then the chest. Just super quick, small snippet of gameplay. I do enjoy it. Yeah. It's like some games stay in like that early access kind of stage of like, oh, you can come in and play the game and we're just going to keep working on it. Like it's in just early stages. And sometimes they just stay there. Like, I feel like they hardly, like, well, I feel like some of them don't get released. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that thought process. But, yeah. I think it can be hard. I'm not a big fan of selling early access, to be honest. I think there can be oh, like as a part of financing. Okay. Yeah, like oh, we're you can buy your way into early access. Like it is a way for them to earn money directly from the player rather than having to um like I don't know, rely on a huge publisher if they can find one or something. But it's also like because players have put money into it, like there's certain expectations. It kind of creates a weird dynamic, I think, between the players and the developers. Earlier, earlier in the process, if and it's like, well, okay, um, I mean, it's like it's the I guess it's the consumer's choice to buy it, but at the same time, I think there's an expectation. I don't know. I guess I feel like I think I agree with you. I think like if you're gonna do early access, I don't think it should necessarily be monetized in that way as a part of financing. I feel like it should be more of a tool used to better the game. Because my thoughts are, well, you're gonna make the game anyway. The issue is, it's when you run out of money and you're kind of like, well, crap. I gotta do something to make money. I guess I'm not familiar with all the different ways that things can be financed in that way, like, so I don't know. But I think I do agree with you. Like, I don't think early accesses should necessarily be financed. Because if you buy into an early access, well, I guess that's like what we see with like the scams and the games that like, oh, here, we need help building this, and then they take your money and then it's gone, and then nothing comes of the game that you paid for. Like stuff like that.
It was Lazarus. Of that I am certain. He alone had the king here, and whispered dark and evil magics into it, instilling the notion of an imminent attack by Westmarch. Afraid to speak against the Archbishop.
I feel like Diablo 3 is very much a kind of zoomy game. It's just like, or I guess maybe when I'm playing it, I just have this mentality of like, I gotta go quick. And I don't have that with every action RPG. Like playing Diablo 2 or Grim Dawn or even Titan Quest, I didn't really feel the need to be zoomy. But there's something about Diablo 3. Maybe it's just because it feels like it promotes it. I feel like it promotes being like speedy. I don't know. And that might just be because the gameplay doesn't necessarily feel great when you're going slow. But yeah, I do think it would be cool to add this system into Diablo 4, like these portals that spawn, because it could give them a couple different options to break up the monotony of like it would add something to the open world, and B, it could be another way for them to add in a way to collect like the boss materials or different things that they wanted to give to the players. I think getting like the boss materials would be a good reward, but I think in this system the portals seem to just keep going as long as the monsters spawn another portal, and I don't know if there's even a max on it. Like, I think if there was a max of like maybe like it was random between like 1 and 5 levels, and then at the end of 5 of these little snippets of gameplay of these levels, you get your reward chest or whatever, right? Something like that. So it's like not completely taking up all your time, and the only reason I would put that limit on it is because in the is because, like, if you're doing Helltide, like, you're like, okay, I'm doing Helltide. I'm on a timer of, like, 55 minutes or whatever, right? But then you're in Helltide and one of these portals spawn. Like, I wouldn't want to sit here doing this portal stuff to get the rewards if it's taking away from something where I feel rushed, I guess. Because, like, there's an inherent rush feeling when there's a timer. And I think that's true with, like, pretty much anything. Like, if you had a timer to anything, like, suddenly you're like, oh, I gotta hurry. Like, I'm on a timer. Type of feeling, so. But if there was just, like, 5 of these, like, at a max, you could just, like, hop in. And I guess the third reason why I think that it would be cool to have these in Diablo 4 is because it could also give them access to use different tile sets that they like in Diablo 4 you don't really get the, like, going down into the hell, like the hell tile sets, except in the campaign. And I've only done, I mean, I don't, like, I think that area looks cool and is awesome, but I don't really see that tile set used much anywhere else in the game right now. So I think it could be like if they opened, like, these portals down into hell, and then they could, it would open up access to use those tile sets. Anyway, that's my thoughts about it. Let's see. Yeah, nowadays a person can spend $500 on Unreal 5 engine assets, make an amazing trailer, and ask for money. Easy money. Yeah. I enjoyed Grim Dawn a lot. Grim Dawn was awesome. And I'm actually very excited that they are back to working on it and creating another expansion. So I really enjoyed Grim Dawn as well. I tried out their like city builder, town builder, whatever game. And I like games like Banished and Dawn of Man and stuff like that, but I had a harder time getting into Farthest Frontier is what they called it, I think. So I don't know. Maybe it's because maybe it was just too complex for me and I'm kind of, like, dumb. I don't know. Or maybe I just didn't spend enough time with it to really learn it. But I like Banished a lot. And I was looking at Manor Lords, and I mean, Manor Lords seems like it's in that same kind of vein of game type. So it looks pretty cool. Do I need any of these? That's really the question. Maybe this belt? Okay. Alright. I got the bracers I wanted. I got the ring. I think... And I got the belt. So... Did I finish? I'm gonna finish Act 1 just to get the bounty cache. Or the Herodic chest, I guess. And... Then I can move it up from Torment 10. Blood Goblin. What are your thoughts about, like, seeing the treasure goblins? Because in Diablo 4, they seem very, very sparse. I need to leave for a while. See you later. Oh, okay. Yeah, have a good one. Thanks for chatting. But yeah, I think treasure goblins. I don't know. I like them in Diablo 3. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them in Diablo 4. I feel like they're just too sparse. So they're just kind of like, eh. I don't know. Like, I don't. Oh, excuse me, you guys. That soda giving me the burps. And maybe it's because Diablo 4 doesn't have, like, the different types of treasure goblins. Like, they don't have, like, the blood goblins. Like, if Diablo 4 had, like, this is an obol goblin, and when you kill it, you get a bunch more of the obols or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'd prefer that just because I don't like doing bounties or world quests or whatever. Which is why I like the idea of portals, because it breaks up, I guess, the gameplay of going about just doing bounties. And because they're like ridiculously rewarding. I mean, it's just like a dopamine waterfall. It's like, here's just a bajillion blue packs, and they're gonna drop like all this goods. Like, look how many death's breaths that is. I mean, that's like a lot. To be fair, I do have my follower emanating, doubling the amount of DBs that drop, and I have the power from the altar that also doubles DBs, so I'm getting like quadruple basically, is what it is. Which feels good because it's a material that you need to use for crafting, and so it opens up the crafting, letting you do more with your items. I like the ones with the bosses. I think it'd be cool. Alright, so we're... And we just keep going down as far as it'll let us. What are your guys' thoughts about having a pet that goes around and like collects the gold for you? I mean, I even have mine that it salvages all of the rare magic and normal items because I got that upgrade from the altar, which is redonkulous. I mean, that's just like a 32. I'm already back up to 454. Like, that's crazy. I like doing these because it gives the boss, or it gives the act materials, which usually you'd have to go and do a full bounty run to get the cash, to get the act material. But this gives an alternate way of doing that that I find more enjoyable.
The world is safer now, for you have finished all the bounties.
I think that's probably why I like doing those portals, because it doesn't, like, they don't drop the items that come from the caches, like the Royal Ring of Grandeur and stuff like that. So you still have a reason to complete the bounties if you're trying to farm for things like that. But it means that I don't have to go around doing the whole map just to get the boss, or not the boss, the act materials to like extract my legendaries or do crafting or whatever. I think I'll just start extracting these. So I do think that this would be kind of a cool system for them to add into Diablo 4. I guess if... Oh, that doesn't have a power on it. Wait, that... Does my guy even have shoulders yet? He does not. He can now emanate. My items become indestructible. Nice. Well, there you go. Man, the follower and having the things that emanate is so good for soloing. So if you don't have a bunch of friends, it's like I don't even have to wear Nemesis bracers, and I can get the buff because my follower has it. My follower can't die, so that means I always have that power. It just is OP. I'm just gonna... Oh, I've already extracted that legendary power. I wonder what...
Access to a wondrous artifact of old, and that's what you want to do. Very well.
Okay, there we go. Pretty much everything. What would a... What would Diablo 4 look like if they had something like the cube? I'm trying to think. I don't know if it has like a system where you get extra legendary powers that just apply to your character. Would it make it too easy though? I don't know. I'll have to think about that one more. But things I think they should add: armory, definitely. Some way to save sets of gear, and especially Paragon board layouts. Speaking of which, I need to make a set. Whirlwind. Let's go ahead and upgrade my gems. I'll just do the max to see how high I can get these. I don't even use yellow ones. That's probably just a waste of money. I might need to start adding in the I might need to change my helmet to get more gems. The Broken Crown, I think is what it's called. Oh, we got 2 flawless royals out of the amethysts. Go ahead and remove. We'll just add in, I guess, what we can. Actually, I can turn those into flawless imperial. There we go. Oh, that's a little better. They're gonna have to share. rest of those will get filled in eventually. Or not. Either way. All right. That message was about Hades 2. Apparently, Hades 2 is out or in early access or something. I didn't read the whole message. Oh, Hades 2 is now available in early access. That's what it was. So that's cool. Alright. I guess I'll spend my blood shards. Blood shards. I don't know how to feel about them. It's like the main way. It's not the main way. I guess it's like an alternative way of trying for gear. Which, being able to gamble and get good things is probably a good thing. In fact, I think I changed my mind. Like, or not changed my mind. I think actually it's better that the gambler has the option to provide you with like good rolls or high rolls, like, so when you're gambling and you like get that perfect, like, oh, that's amazing, and I can use this and craft more onto it, like, yeah, I think that's good. I think that's a good thing. Okay, what else? So basically, the game loop now is to fill this out, get all these, double the chance to find a legendary item purchased from Kadala. Increases damage done to bosses, elite packs drop. Like, I've got the thing where items have no level requirements. I got this one around level, I think I was like around level 20 or something is when I got the flawless, like the gem. It was like a flawless gem, I think. Not flawless, was it? Flawed? I don't know. It was like one of the, it was like the second highest, I don't even know what it's called. Anyway, I got this like around level 20, and then I was able to go and just craft myself. I guess it's because I did the challenge rift, and the challenge rift gives you like a bunch of the materials and a bunch of stuff that I was able to, once I got this at level 20-ish, I was able to go and craft a level 70 like whole set of gear, and then I just power leveled. I was playing with my buddy, so we both got that, and then we just power leveled ourselves up with the level 70 gear at the very beginning. Well, and like at level 20. So it's like they really leaned into just like not caring about the level up process. I would say. They're like, yeah, we'll just get you to max level and start getting your Paragon points. And getting into like more of the end game systems. I think there's something lost when the leveling up experience doesn't mean anything. It's almost like, well, why can't I just create a character that's level 70? And then I can just start doing the stuff that you want me to, basically. I don't know. I don't think it's good. I mean, it was fun. Like, it was like a super fast way to get up to like to max level or whatever. But I don't think trivializing the leveling up process is a good thing. So yeah, I've played for about, like, I played yesterday, the day before. I think I started like Friday night. And I'm already at the point where it's just like, okay, I just gotta keep pushing. I did my level 70 so I can get primal items already. I just gotta keep pushing to get the same gear, just the ancient legendary version of it, and then primal version of it. And this is where, for me, it's just like it loses a lot of desire for me to really keep playing it. And it's only been like 3 days. And I think that's a problem. So yeah, I think I'll finish this one up and then I'll probably switch over to Lord of the Rings for a bit. I did want to, I guess, sum up my thoughts. There definitely are things about Diablo 3 that I do want them to apply into Diablo 4. The armory probably being the biggest one, and then some way to bring in those cool portals that you just go down, but I think they should max it at like 5 or something so you're not in there forever. Just to help break up add some flavor, I guess, to the open world more of like, oh, I randomly have a chance. I'm killing monsters. This portal spawns. You go down it, and I don't know. I like it because it's an alternative way to get the act materials without having to do a whole world run of bounties which I don't really enjoy doing, so I guess that's why I like it. I think they could add something like that to Diablo 4 and just have it be an extra way to like maybe get the boss materials, or maybe a different way to get obols or something. I don't know. I don't know. But I think it's cool. And I think that's why I like the Butcher, when you get like ambushed in your dungeons and stuff. It's like, oh, like just like random events. I think I like it when unexpected things happen, I guess, sometimes. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna finish. I'm just spinning through the rift. Okay. Just got my gems all the way up to 25. Bane of the Stricken. Yeah, I'm gonna call it there for this video. I think I am going to hop over and switch and play through some more Lord of the Rings online. But I kind of just am already at the stage where it's like, okay, I just need to find the better versions of the same exact pieces that I already have. Anyway, yeah. Have a good one, you guys. Those are just some of my thoughts. I mean, that was basically a playthrough of Diablo 3 over just a weekend, so yeah. I will talk to you guys later. I'm just gonna hop over and switch over to Lord of the Rings, so I'll be back on soon for today. Anyway, talk to you later. Have a good one. Please leave your thoughts in the comments as well, because I do think there are some good things about Diablo 3 here that could make their way to D4, and I'd be happy with it. So